Do you feel completely overwhelmed when you're texting women? And maybe sometimes you get a weird response back, maybe you don't get any response back at all, and are you confused by the whole situation of texting women? By the end of this video, you'll have complete clarity on why the words that you text are way less important than you think. So by the end of this powerful video, you'll know how to get the replies you want and get the go. Hey, I'm Jenny Del Reeve, and for the best law of attraction and relationship advice, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified every single Thursday when I post a new video. So who am I to help you? Well, I've been a life coach and a law of attraction mentor for over 15 years, and I've been working with hundreds of guys like yourself find their dream woman. So often the male clients that I work with tell me that they just don't know what to text or how to WhatsApp the women that they're dating or hoping to date. I've also been coaching hundreds of women for the last 15 years, so I know how women receive these texts and messages and how they feel about them. Plus, I've been in a successful 15-year-long relationship with my husband, Duncan. Okay, so we all get so hung up on words, and that's okay because words are important. We use them to communicate, right? But as you know, we can all be completely confused. We can all translate words in a completely different way. And actually, I'm here today to let you know that the words are way, way, way less important than you think. So you can all chill out about them a little bit. Okay, so when we read a text or a message or an email or anything, in fact, we think we're reading the words, but what we're actually doing is we're all translating the vibration behind the words, even in a message on a phone. But most of us don't realize we're actually doing that. That's why if somebody receives a message and the message, the written word, is different to the emotion that's behind the words, they will smell a rat. It will seem off to them. They will maybe respond in a weird way, or they won't respond at all. And you can be sitting there as the guy thinking, what did I do? I just asked, how are you? Our words have to match how we feel. I'll say that again. Our words have to match how we feel. Now, this is happening all day long. When you're at work and maybe your boss, for example, asks you to do something, maybe they ask it in a really nice sing-song, positive, upbeat voice, but let's say underneath they're feeling resentful or angry with you or whatever they're feeling on this emotional scale. On this emotional scale you can see on the screen right now. Even if their words are nice and happy and sing-song, but their emotion is off and it's down on the emotional scale, you are going to feel, whoa, what is that? It's going to feel strange to you, you're going to feel put off, you might even have a knee-jerk angry reaction towards them and not know why. You might feel a bit resentful, but it won't feel right, you'll smell a rat. And these women that you're sending these messages to are also translating the vibration behind the words. So my advice, if you want to receive replies back and you want a great response and you want a date, which hopefully is going to lead to you finding the love of your life, because that's why you're here, right? Then your words need to match how you feel. So my top tip number one is never, ever, ever, ever send a message to someone if you are feeling bad, if you are feeling insecure, or you're not feeling confident in that moment, or you're worried about the reaction from them. Don't send the text then, because they will feel that. I know it seems crazy when it's on a phone and you're not in front of them, but I promise you, you'll feel that, and the response 9 times out of 10 will not be good. On the other hand, if you send a message on a good feeling day, when you're feeling more confident about yourself, maybe you've had a workout or been for a walk or had a great day at work, whatever, the message that you send will match the words that you are writing, and you will get a great response, and hopefully you'll continue to communicate and it will develop if you want it to. Often when we think people are inauthentic, or they're not quite true to themselves, or they're an imposter, it's because they're saying things that they don't believe, or they're saying things that they're not a match to. It's like saying, yeah, my life is going great, I feel so positive about blah 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 blah, and really you're in worry. Anybody will feel the discrepancy between that feeling and that vibration and those words. You might remember this from when you were a kid. Do you remember when your parents were telling you to do something? And they'd often say, you know, darling, I really need you to do this. So they're saying it in a nice voice, but they were actually in anger or resentment that you hadn't done this thing. And as a child, particularly if you're under 5, often you just completely ignored them. The words went over your head because it was likely that you were higher on this emotional scale in front of you right now. And so those words that they were saying to you felt completely off and lower on the scale, so you just ignored them. You didn't focus there because you were feeling good, so you just completely ignored. And this happens in all kinds of situations all the time. And people talk about boundaries, and people talk about communication techniques and miscommunication and all that wonderful stuff. But what's really going on underneath all of this stuff is the vibration. And if you become someone who tries consistently to match your words with the way you feel, then you will be the most real person in the room. And guess what, guys? Women love real, authentic men who feel vibrationally accurate to them. They may not be able to articulate what I've just said, but that's what every single woman wants. So a text can be powerful. And if you start texting, matching your words to your emotion, a lot of things are going to start going right for you from today. So let's say you've been messaging a girl back and forward for a little while. Let's say you've been out on a couple of dates. And let's just say one day you're just not really feeling like going out. You just want to veg out at home and you don't want to go on the date. So let's say you sent a message back saying, oh, you know, I'm really busy, I've got lots of things on, blah, 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 blah. Just a bit of an excuse, you know. She will immediately feel the difference between those fairly upbeat-ish words and what you're really feeling, which might be, oh, I don't really want to go, or maybe I'm not that into you, or just not feeling it tonight. And she will immediately think that you are insincere. She might think you're playing around, untrustworthy, all kinds of things, because she will feel the gap between your words and the emotion. Whereas if you were brave enough to say, hey, do you know what? I'm just not in the best mood tonight. I'm not the best person to hang out with tonight. I just want to stay at home and watch TV. She might not like that response because she might want to go out with you that night, but you are being real and you will become somebody who she trusts. We all trust people, quite rightly, whose vibration matches their words. And if you want to have a relationship with a woman and you want to go on several more dates, then that trust and that validation that you are a sincere person is exactly what you need, my friend. Okay, so let me tell you a little story. So my husband Duncan and I have been together for about 15 years, and when I first met him, let's say if I were to have scored him on how much money he was earning, how much muscle I thought was important back there, and this whole list of things that I had on my list, he wouldn't have actually scored that highly, and he wouldn't mind me saying that. However, because he was the most real human I had ever met in my life, and that is still the case today, 15 years later, by the way, and because his words matched what he was thinking and feeling, he's always been incredible at that. He's always been really, really good at just being who he is and saying what he means and saying what he thinks. I immediately felt a connection with him. I trusted him instantly. I thought he was a bit weird, if I'm honest, because of where I was back then on the emotional scale and all the issues I had. But he became a trusted person for me really, really quickly, someone I could rely on, and someone I grew to love and now have 2 children with, and an incredibly successful, joyful, loving dream relationship with. But that was because he matched his words with his emotions, and you can do exactly the same thing. You can do it right now, and I'll give you a few examples. So here's an example. Be honest with yourself. If you are someone who is not, on the whole, really, really confident, how will you know this? You'll have thoughts about yourself not being good enough, or about your body not being good enough when you're dating women, or worried you're not a catch, or you don't earn enough money, and all these things you tell yourself. If you try to come across, you try to fake it till you make it as this really confident person with your words, women will think that you're arrogant or that you're boasting. When people think that about someone, it's because they're feeling the inaccuracy of the words with the emotion. If a really, really confident guy does that, they will get the girl, because the girl will feel that that matches the emotion. But guys, don't do it if you're not feeling that way. Be really honest. Say, hey, I really wish I was that super, super cool, confident guy in the room, and I'm doing lots of research, I'm watching all of Jenny's videos, figuring out how to do this, and I really feel like I'm on my way, but I still have my moments. I'm not perfect, and I'm moving towards that. Oh my goodness, you will literally melt a girl's heart if you connect and speak in that way, because she will feel that you are real and you will be someone that she wants to hang out with, regardless of the fact that you maybe think you're too fat or don't have enough money or this, that and the other. Women want connection, and they want real men, and they want authentic people who feel good to be around. And you don't have to be perfect on this emotional scale, the most positive, high-flying guy in the room to create that. You just need to be where you are. So my final point is that I want to tell you that you are enough. No matter where you are on that scale right now, no matter what's gone up until now, no matter how many relationship challenges you had, you are enough. You are worthy, you are whole. Your inner being, which I will talk about more in other videos, your higher consciousness, the bit of you that you can't see but you can feel, thinks you are the dog's bollocks. So my goal and my passion on this planet is to help more people, especially men, feel way more confident about themselves and get the girl in the dream relationship and the family that they want. And that starts with a really, really good text that matches how you feel. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my next videos on dating advice using the law of attraction, on how to attract your dream woman using the law of attraction, and what women really want in a man using the law of attraction. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.